Marriage is the perfect place for God to bring out his character in you. If you're looking for where you become perfect in God, it's in marriage. Hello guys, welcome to Pepper City. It's your girl Nazo, and it's always a joy to have you. You know that. You know I always enjoy having you here. So welcome. Alright, so today I'll be talking about marriage phobia. Right. What is marriage phobia? Marriage phobia is just the fear of marriage, right? I don't know if you are like me, but I used to have it like many years ago, like 3-4 years ago. In fact, it was one of the major reasons why I never got into a relationship or thought about marriage for years, right? So we're going to talk about it. I want to tell you what I think contributed to me having that fear and how I was able to overcome it. All right, so one of the major reasons I think that contributed to me having more marriage phobia was the fact that I was so scared I wasn't sure I would be able to know the one. You know, there were many quotes, there are still many quotes today, where you hear people say something like, if you marry the wrong person, you're half your way to hellfire. If you marry the wrong person, you're going to wear a shoe that doesn't fit for the rest of your life. Like, they were just there are thousands. There are a lot of them you hear out there, and for me, those things really, gave me shockers. And maybe again, because around me, there were a lot of marriages that I felt were not working. Right, so in my head, okay, this is what I say might be true. I mean, look at this person's marriage, look at this person's home, and all of that, and then the whole beating part, verbal abuse, and all of those kind of things. They all contributed. So the major question for me was, how will I even know God's will for me? Because sort of getting God's will for you keeps you in that place of security. So how do I even get this security for myself? I talked about the last video how I had to meet a sister that got married. I'm like, how did you know? So my number one fear was, how do I really know God's will for my life? Number two fear for me was, what if he changes? Yes, it's a very valid fear. What if I change? Because I'm not the same person I used to be 10 years ago. A lot of things has changed. I'm not just about not just physically, right? I grew. Yes, I'm older and all of that. But my mindset changed. My values, my dress sense. This is not how I used to dress many years ago. A lot of things has changed about me, and this is me being sincere to myself. So I do not even know how much more will change in the years to come. Now, this is another person that I just, I've not known him all my life. I just met him a couple of years back. And this is the version of him that I know today. But how am I sure that this version of him will remain like this for the rest of his life? It usually used to blow my mind whenever I think about it. Really, it usually blew my mind. So that was another fear that I had. Number 3 fear that I had was parenting. Hey, oh my god. You guys, I don't know the best way to put this, but I believe that maybe not everybody, but I've heard families that in almost every family there's this black sheep. There's this one sibling that is the Bobo Tigbo is the Bobo. He just has, or she just has that thing that maybe puts the family name in the mud. So for me, it was a phobia for me because I couldn't imagine having to carry someone for 9 months only for the person to come and I'd be rubbing kachako in my face. Like, I couldn't imagine it. I couldn't imagine the headache. I couldn't imagine the pain, the crying, the many things that would go wrong if parenting is not done well. So for me, parenting was a huge deal. Another fear I had was, I'm going to be stuck. Let me say that again. I'm going to be stuck with one person for the rest of my life. So I used to have these seasons in my life where I just want to try something new. I remember when I was in school, what used to do it for me was I'll just, during a weekend, carry my bag. I stood in Suka, UNN. I just carry my bag, go to Enugu. Or there's a program, whenever we had programs, it was my opportunity to run out and do something new. So I don't really know how to be stuck in one place for long. So for me, that was another fear. I'm going to wake up to one face every day of my life. Oh my god. So yeah, that was another fear I had. And lastly, because of time, I have a lot. Maybe we'll keep talking about it as time goes on. But the last one I'm going to talk about today is submission. Now, not because I didn't want to submit, but if you know the African mentality around submission, you know what I'm talking about. And so I just had this fear, oh, will I really be able to submit? Because I'm sorry, but I was one of those independent women thingy. So we had one of that to carry it on our head, the strong woman independent thingy. So it was for me, are you really sure that you can let somebody else dictate the things around your life? So yes, these were my fears. How did I conquer? I gave a perfect solution in my video last week when I was giving about tips about marriage, and I'm still going to bring in that solution and just integrate it. Really, it's still God. Now I'm going to read a scripture and we'll take it up from there. Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5. It says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. Number one answer to all those things is God. Again, truly, God is all encompassing and there's nothing he cannot do. God will deal with the part of hearing from him. I talked about that a lot in the last video, so you can go through it about how to hear from God and all of that. In the whole issue of will he change, will I change, just trust in God. Kilo day, why are you stressing yourself? You are the one, you're not the one that brought yourself to where you are today. You're not the one that changed yourself to where you are today. So why not trust God enough that even if the both of you are changing, it will be changing towards a unique point where both of you eventually align. You know how they say a Christian marriage should be like a triangle, right? The man on the right hand, the woman on the left hand, and God in the center. So even if we're both here today and we're changing, okay, we're both here today and we're changing, we should be changing and gravitating towards becoming more like God. So eventually we'll both meet at a tipping point called God. So I shouldn't be afraid of changes. Really, you shouldn't be either. You should just trust in God and grow. Just grow in God, and trust me, he will take care of every other thing. You're afraid of parenting, trust in God. You're afraid of submitting, trust in God. No matter what it is, that is that fear that you're having. See, that fear is centered around the things your flesh knows and your flesh wants. So somehow your flesh does not want anything that will inconvenience it into becoming something else. Let me say it categorically. Marriage is the perfect place for God to bring out his character in you. If you're looking for where you become perfect in God, it's in marriage, because that is where the closest person to you will be used to raise you. But you need to yield though. That's just your part. You need to yield. Thank you for watching. Oh my god, it's so long. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and I want to hear from you. What are the fears you had or are still having around marriage? Have you been able to overcome it? How did you overcome it? Are you still trusting God to overcome it? You need someone to pray with you. I'm available to do that with you. God bless you and do have a beautiful week.